By your powers combined, I am
Cabin Fever!
He's our hero, gonna take pollution down to zero. He's our powers magnified, and he's fighting on the planet side.
Hey everybody, this is Sean. I am the co-captain of the SS Cabin Fever podcast. The other captain is, Matt Whitney. And on this latest edition of the podcast, it's just Matt Whitney and I. We get into politics, we get into beer, we get into a bunch of other subjects, so stay tuned, enjoy, and remember,
the power is yours.
Cabin Fever.
Rhythms. No, I had a question about Saint Archer, or a comment about it. So Anheuser-Busch bought it.
yes.
So you have to wonder, like, Anheuser-Busch, this huge company, they're sitting there with their millions and billions of dollars, and they're like, we really need to get on this. Sean Snapchatted me. Add us on Snapchat. On Evan's photo. Oh.
Oh my.
I was like, oh, malfunction.
An exclusive, everybody. Okay.
Behind the scenes.
Yeah, okay, go. Sorry.
It's okay. I almost had a thought. No. How many friends you got on there? Like, two? Sorry.
Not enough.
That came off really, like, critical. How
what
many
the
got?
fuck?
How many got there? Two? It was like MySpace?
Well, I've been on a hiatus from Snapchat for a while. I'm still amazed I still have people on here, so.
Step up the game.
I know.
Sean's a welcome addition to Snapchat. Because
Thank you.
His aren't boring and they're funny.
That's what I try to go for.
Yeah.
You know, that's where I like to get weird. I can't do it on Facebook, really. I just feel like there's too many
It's a different
judgmental
place.
weirdos on
Yeah.
there. Not weirdos, like, I see normal people as weirdos.
No, but there's
I
two.
enjoy the weirdness.
There's too much of the lowest common denominator on Facebook. Now.
Yeah,
With
yeah,
the
exactly.
clickbait
And there's
posts and stuff.
families.
Yeah.
And, families on there, and most of my friends, they have kids now and stuff, and
Yeah,
I just like having fun.
yeah.
But yeah, Snapchat's I'm really enjoying getting back into it. So
It's funny.
good times, yeah.
It can be
Yeah,
fun.
and you do great snaps too.
Well, today I snapped the donut conveyor
that was
belt
awesome.
at Krispy Kreme. I thought it was
Yeah.
interesting. I was like, someone will... Actually, the only person I thought was like, Sean would like this, because
Yeah,
I just
that was-
kind of held it steady and just like I wasn't there, but I was there.
Right. It is like that's what's cool about Snapchat. It gives you a little like short little glimpse into people's lives because, I would have had no idea that, Matt Winnie is at Krispy Kreme watching
Yeah.
the donuts get made.
It
Was neat.
It was
because
really random.
It was like a little donut boats floating along.
Yeah, I should have showed you the whole thing, but
Oh, yeah.
do you have my girlfriend on there? On Snapchat? I'll have to give her her name. So you can see what it's like
Right.
from her angle.
Right.
Pictures of me sleeping in the morning.
Yeah,
That's
yeah,
pretty much
yeah,
what I
yeah.
find when I wake up. I'm
Yeah.
like, oh, okay.
Yeah. Well, that's you're loved when you wake up to snaps of yourself.
Yeah, exactly. That and like her cat.
Well, it'd be your guys' cat, right? Technically hers, but
It's her, but yeah,
sharing your apartment space.
space. Yeah. And I've come to like really like that.
You
cat.
get along with it?
Yeah, we have our own thing.
Do you ever consider yourself more of a dog person, cat person, just an animal person?
An animal person. I like that.
Yeah.
Because my sister got a cat, and I was never a cat person, but I really like that cat.
There are some badass cats out there.
Yeah.
That's what
They'll
really
win you over.
Yeah, they
Yeah.
will win you over.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And this one I like is super malleable. You can pick it up and just like put it upside down and like throw it around, and it will just keep coming back to you. And I'm like,
Those are the ones I like too. They're not gonna scratch your face off for like touching them wrong.
Yeah, exactly.
Go, sorry, I touched your ear.
Yeah. And it's funny, too, because every once in a while she'll get feisty.
Mm.
And then you're like, what the fuck's your problem? And then she's just like, stares at you
Right,
in the corner,
right.
like, I'm just fucking with you, you know? But,
Well, that's when, in our last podcast, we were talking about the possibilities of what might be around us that isn't in our vision. And I've always thought that cats
Yes.
and dogs have, like, another vision. Because you just search cats acting weird on YouTube, and you'll see them, like, looking at things that are definitely not there, and they're interacting and being weird.
Yeah.
It's crazy.
That reminds me of that video that went viral a few months ago where people were putting cucumbers next to their cats. Did you see that? And they just
I
freaked
did.
the fuck out. And I
was
thought the same
hilarious.
thing. Yeah, I was like, what is this phenomenon? You know, it was like these cats.
Well, people were predicting that possibly snakes, it's something in their genetics to where if something that looks snake-like creeps up behind them, that they're going to freak out and get out of there,
Oh.
possibly.
Okay.
But it is interesting that they have such a reaction to cucumbers.
Well, what I thought was interesting is, you know, cats like will knock shit off a shelf.
Oh, yeah.
I read an article that said they're just, when they see an object, especially one they hadn't seen before, they knock it around with their paw because they don't know if it's alive or not. And so they're toying with it. And that's
Right.
why they'll like, they're like testing it, like tossing it off a shelf to see if it's alive or if they need to attack. Or
Right, yeah.
It's just like a curiosity, a suspicion, you know?
Animals are so awesome. And it's really amazing to me that cats, dogs, certain birds, even people that are into like reptiles and stuff, that there's certain animals we just invite into our lives and are totally cool.
Right.
Being around other people and
Yeah.
interacting.
And that you can just kind of get to know their personality and
yeah.
they're very distinct.
Oh, they definitely all have their own individual personalities. From what they see, even reptiles and stuff and things like that have their own little quirks and things
Right.
that they like and don't like.
Could you imagine if
I
you...
never got that.
What?
Reptile. People that are into
Yeah,
reptiles.
they're definitely their own. Or people that have pet rats.
Oh,
Even
hell no.
Yeah. I when I was a kid, there's this girl we knew that had a pet rat, and I thought that was so weird, but, like, she let me hold it and stuff, and it was nice and friendly. I thought it was cool, but I was like, I'd never have one of these. I don't get it.
My first pet I did have one of those little white mice.
Uh-huh.
I just had like in one of those little cages with a wheel and tubes and stuff. And
Okay.
I would hold that, build like little Lego forts for it.
Sweet.
But once I got old enough, I'm like, Mom, can we get a dog, please?
Yeah.
Then we got dogs. So
Yeah.
much better life.
What was
after
the
that.
mouse's name?
Timmy.
Timmy?
Timmy.
That's your middle name, isn't it?
It is. I guess I wasn't. She was Lever and I was like
His
4 or
name-
5 years old.
His name is Tim Sean Evan.
Right.
S-E-A-N. I'm not aware of another way to spell that. Blissfully ignorant.
Right. We just went down Tangent Street. We
Yeah,
were talking
we did.
about something.
Oh, it was good.
Archer, right? Saint Archer.
Saint Archer, yeah.
Yes.
Yeah, so what I was getting at was, so they're looking at this huge microbrew market and stuff, and people are buying them up,
This is
and they've been
Budweiser you're
successful.
talking about.
Yeah. So, I mean, if
Because
you
they bought up, what was Goose Island. Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
So they're, looking at it with their piles of money and stuff, and they're like, we need to, address this or, like, get in on this market or whatever. So I wonder, they've got so many to choose from now, microbrew-wise. So I wonder what goes into that kind of process of, like, where are we going to stake our claim? They're probably looking at, like, potential for growth and where their market share is already at, and I mean they probably have access to all the info. So it's just an interesting thing because you were saying like, like why Saint Archer? And it's just a brewery here in San Diego, and it's not huge. It's not the tiniest one, but
it's not a Stone, but it's
No.
definitely not the smallest. It's
Yeah.
in mid-range between
Right.
the microbrews, I would say.
And it makes me wonder, like, they already have like feel like a solid brand. Like I had started to see Saint Archer shirts. Up here in the mall
and you start
stuff
seeing
like
them
that.
more and more in stores and even major grocery stores. So they're getting out there.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So I wonder if that plays a big part. I'd say the same. I'm very like visual, like you too. Like I like the way they do their artwork and like tie it all together. I think that's like a big part of it.
Yeah.
And then if they have good beer on top of it, that's awesome. But I couldn't name any Saint Archer specific
No,
beers.
me neither. I've had them a couple of times. I've tried their of course, I'm always going to try everyone's IPAs. And
I'm pretty sure their IPA is just called IPA.
yeah,
too.
I think so. Yeah, it's nothing too special.
Yeah.
I visualize Budweiser having a whole division that they created just to buy up and research and go out there and schmooze it up with the owners, take them out to these fancy-ass dinners, kind of get an idea of where they're at, and then see if they like the company, they like what they're producing, they go in, make them an offer, and they can't refuse, they've got a new branch.
Right.
It's pretty cool.
Yeah.
It's pretty cool, but then again, I still want the microbrews to stay microbrews. I want them to kind of stay, especially hometown ones. And San Diego is really getting the reputation for being a,
Beer
West
city.
Coast little brew city. Yeah.
Yeah. We've got
thank God.
A lot of them.
Yes.
And there was a big to do online when they got bought out from, I don't want to get it wrong, so I won't name some beer organization in San Diego that was just like trying to call them out for not being true brewers, I guess, by selling out, And first of all, like, I always relate selling out to music, and I always have such a different opinion of selling out. I don't feel like people sell out. I think people reach a level, and either they're going to go to the next level or they're going to stay at their same level. And I think for any business, it's up to you. You can do what you like. But when I found out one of the co-owners or investors was Kevin Lyman from the Warped Tour, I mean,
I get it. I'm glad you brought that up.
Yeah, he's not a San Diego guy. He's from LA, and it's like, how upset can you be? They obviously had some investors. People went in on a brewery,
Yeah.
So I don't know. I think it's fine. There's so many. You can't blame a big company for coming in and wanting to get their stake in it.
Yeah, and I still have a feeling that Saint Archer is still gonna build slowly. They're still gonna keep building an audience. Still do experimental brews and keep doing what a microbrew does. So it's not like they're gonna become Budweiser overnight or something like that. They're just gonna keep doing their thing, which is great. And I've been drinking Goose Island. It still tastes great. It's not like quality has gone down or anything like that.
It's become like a nice alternative when you're at like a concert venue and they have the regular run of the mill, and then they have Goose Island. And it's like, okay, well, at least there's something.
Yeah, if you're willing to pay a couple bucks more, which it always is, but it's worth it if you just want to have a beer and it's got that good buzz level to it.
Speaking of beer, this can go on to another subject, but I was at a music festival recently.
Yeah, dude, I'm glad you're bringing this up because I wanted to hear all about it.
You want to hear about it?
I want to hear about it, yeah.
I am old.
Well, explain to people.
That's what I take.
You got tickets.
Okay, yeah. So me and my friend went to this it's called the Self-Help Festival. It was the second year they did it. It was San Bernardino.
Oh, what's the history about that, calling it self-help?
I don't know.
Oh, okay.
I never found out.
Are there people there giving self-help speeches? Or?
I kind of was on the lookout for that, and I was kind of like listening to the bands address the audience, and no one did, and I didn't find one piece of literature explaining it or anything. I also
you're the old guy there. Like, are there pamphlets? Is there literature that I can read, please?
Exactly. So, I mean, it was a good lineup of bands. If you're into that scene, that like what kind of indie scene of like mostly from the 2000s of like Under Oath. Under Oath was reuniting. They were going to be there. They were the big draw for me. A Day to Remember, like some newer bands like Issues, Tonight Alive. There's about 15 bands total on 2 stages. Like they were both big stages. One was indoor, one was outdoor. The festival was set up. Anyway, me and my friend got free tickets by chance.
Nick, who by the way created the intro.
Yeah. Nick, our maestro. I got tagged in a Facebook post from him regarding the festival. There was a guy commenting that he had tickets and he didn't want them and he was giving them up. I messaged him. I was the only one to message him. He gave me the tickets. That was awesome because they were like $45 tickets for like this all-day event, and we got to go for free. which was cool.
It's the best way to enjoy music. Yeah, dude, you guys both saved $40, $80 in total. Not bad.
So the reason I say I'm like, oh, I'm old, like whatever, like.
This was up in L.A.
San Bernardino.
San Bernardino. Okay.
Yeah, and then it basically came out of this. Like, we pre-gamed a little bit. We didn't have an idea the set times were, so we got up there. The festival had been going on like a couple hours, like a couple of vodka sodas.
Okay, yeah.
And we didn't have any idea the set times, so we wanted to go inside to get the set times. And like, no, we didn't want to miss any bands and stuff. So we go in. Like, I saw a band right away I wanted to see, but then there was like a big gap in time before like the next band we wanted to see. So we want to get some beers. And they've got like a huge tent, stands that says beers and cocktails, like lining like one side of the venue.
Like a beer garden type thing?
Not a beer garden.
Okay, so you didn't have to stay in one section to drink? Can you?
No, you could walk around drinking, but these lines were insane. Like, insane beyond anything I've ever seen at a concert in my life.
Like they didn't predict that?
I don't know. Yeah, that many people would be drinking.
Want some beer?
There were beer and cocktails. And so we decided, we're like watching one band, we're like, let's go, there's a big gap, let's go get some beers, and we'll like kind of settle in and get a little buzz on, and kind of like relax. So we just go submit ourselves to these lines, and this guy's walking by with beers, and we're like, hey, how long did you wait? He's like, like 20 minutes. And I'm like, okay.
Still a while.
Still a lot. And then we're standing in line, you can still hear the music, which is cool. And we kind of like, start talking to the guys in front of us, and they're pretty cool, and they're funny, like, whatever, like, we're all, like, bitching about the lines and shit, like, whatever, and, like, a half hour goes by, and now we're, like, we're still, like, a fourth of the way back, like, after a half hour. I'm like, what the fuck, So finally we inch up a little closer, and I'm peering down the line, like, finally we can actually see where they're serving it, like, checking out prices, it's like, $8-9 for a beer, and like pretty standard, like we're like, whatever, we're gonna get 2 beers each now when we get up there.
What are these beer cup sizes looking like as these people are walking away?
I think they're like solo cup size.
Okay.
They're clear.
Okay.
They weren't like tiny.
They're
not like the 10 ounce.
I've experienced those 10-ounce cups. And like, what? Really? All right.
Baseball games now, I think they're like 10 ounces.
Jesus.
So I'm like, we're so close, I'm like checking out like the selection. I still can't really see it and stuff like that. And they got cocktails going, and then there's this little sign above the bar that says cash only. And we're just like, I had mixed reactions. I'm like, I guess I should know that it's cash only, but at the same time, I'm like, come on, like they really expect everybody should have cash. Like none of the merch booths are cash only.
They have these things you can hook up to a phone.
Yeah,
a little card slider. Bam.
Yeah.
Good.
So we're like bummed and pissed. We've been waiting in line. We don't.
So
neither of us have cash.
Okay. Well,
so we tell the guys in front of us, we're like, fuck. Like they like one guy in their group had cash, so he was gonna spot all of them. And then we're like, we don't have cash, and they're like, just go find an ATM. Like we'll save you a spot. Like you don't have to wait in line. And we're like, cool, thanks. So we find a single ATM in like the middle of the venue, and I'm like, I bet this is gonna have like a hefty fee. Like. To get money out.
$4.50 or something.
Yeah.
Retarded,
so we go up $6 fee. And I said, no.
What?
I couldn't do it. $6.
Oh.
I've never seen an ATM fee that high, like in my life.
Even at casinos, it's cheaper than that.
Yeah.
Verona, it's like $3.50. You're like, oh, you motherfuckers.
Yeah. That's what I was
$6.
thinking. I was thinking, like, it might be like $3, And so I was like, I can't do it. I'm like, I'm not gonna pay $6 to get money out to buy an $8 beer. Like, this is already insane.
Oh, my God.
So, we kind of walk away, like, really disgruntled about it. Because we just wasted all that time.
Yeah.
And it's hot. And, like, we're hungry, too. But, like, the food lines are ridiculous. So, we walked to the entrance. We're like, can we go? We had, like, some alcohol in the car. Like, we're like, let's just go. And, like, it was, like, 3 hours till the next band, too. And we're like, let's just go out, we'll get some food, we'll like drink, we'll like come back or whatever. They're like, you can't come back in, like, I don't know, like, so we're just standing there, and then like after like a half hour, we're like, let's go.
Yeah.
And we left.
Oh,
we left.
Bummer.
We left. Because it was a big debate. It was a serious debate. Like, we're like, we came up here, especially to see Under Oath, we came up there, how upset are we gonna be if we leave?
Right.
And it was a big back and forth because we were like that hungry, that tired, like, you know, if we had got the beers, it'd have been one thing, you know? But
it
like,
tied you over for a while.
yeah, the more time we sat there, it was just like, we just wanted to leave. And I'm like, I finally turned to Nick, I'm like, dude, we're old. Like, this wouldn't have been a question before.
Yeah. Oh, for sure.
But there were free tickets, and we're just kind of
See, that's how I would have justified that fee. I would have been, okay, you got in for free.
That's true.
Maybe just one of us takes out $40 for that with a $6 fee, and then the other we'll just split it that way. That's what I probably would have done. But when you're hot, you're there, and you've been waiting in line. Then you get up to the ATM, and it says $6 to take out $20. That's just robbery. That's insane. Whoever's running that event, they need to change that for sure.
You know, and that's when I was like, I'm old too,
because you
too
can't
critical.
expect people to bring a shit ton of money to a thing like that.
No.
Especially if you want people to buy merchandise, shirts, or whatever the bands are selling at this. That's just.
And I was like, the lines are too long. Like, they're too long. Like, it shouldn't be.
Yeah.
Did you oversell or what?
What kind of venue is it at? I'm picturing it like a Coors type of setting, or is it just in like a fair, like it's just an open parking lot or something? Like, what's the setup?
It was the weirdest thing. It was called the Orange Show, and it was like a fairground looking place with this like really nice water feature when you walk in, and it had these big, what are they called, Quonset huts? Those rounded buildings, those like half-round
like a gazebo type of hut? I guess it would be
Quonset, like an airplane hangar type.
Oh, yeah,
building.
yes, yeah.
They had a bunch of those, and only one of them had like a stage in it, and then the other stage was outside, and it was like a huge stage with monitors and stuff.
Yeah.
And really good sound and everything, and you could see like this rapper Yellow Wolf. I'm not sure if you're familiar. He played with Travis Barker from Blink-182.
I do like that rapper name. That's pretty fucking sick.
He was rad. Like I had heard of him through some friends and stuff, but was like really good.
Yeah.
Like, man, I was like, I gotta check this
I think
guy
that's
out.
how
Like,
I think that's how I enjoy rap, would be live, like actually seeing it, being there, feeling the beats, and you know.
And he had
seeing
like
it live.
He had a musician, like Travis Barker was playing drums, and he had a musician there playing like, and his style was like all over the place. He had like metal riffs and like slide guitar and like blues intros and stuff like that. Like it was really like, I walked away like, I'm gonna go check this guy out. Like it's fucking rad. Like it was really funny, like Southern guy from like Alabama. You know?
Nice, yeah. And I'll add in some music as we talk about Yellow Wolf. That's pretty cool.
Okay, write this song down, man.
Yeah.
Outer Space.
Outer Space.
Because it's one.
1, 2, I am that motherfucker. Lord, give me that deuce. I'm out the roof like a chimney sweep. I'm on Jack and Cola. Oh, snap, that boy's about to go, bye.
It was so good, like I had to go home and look it up.
Nice.
I was like, this is pretty sick. And I guess he had played in San Diego the night before.
Oh, really? Yeah.
Cool.
So you're just doing a little tour thing?
Yeah, it was like part of a tour.
Nice.
But yeah, so I mean, I just couldn't believe you could have lines that long. Like, it just seems like if like, how did they not run out of beer? First of all, you know what I mean? But like, I think it was almost shoving a Coors Amphitheater, which is like our big venue down here in San Diego, capacity into like the small fairgrounds.
And that's where they always have Warped Tour and these other big festival events. Ozfest used to be held there all the time, and just huge concerts are always there all the time.
Yeah, and what was crazy is like Nick's been to Coachella, and he's just like, which is a 3-day event, but it's humongous, and he's like, they're prepared. He's like, I never had to wait. Like in a line he had to wait in there at Coachella was just like 4 or 5 deep.
Right.
You know, like it was never insane to get food or drinks, and they had beer gardens, and that's what we were talking about in line. We're like, why isn't there a beer garden where you just pay to get in or whatever and just go fucking chill in the beer garden?
Yeah.
But like I said, man, I was like Mr. Critical. I'm like, they oversold this event. Like, there's just not enough to go around. Like,
well, in the future, when Cabin Fever holds a music festival, don't worry.
Yeah.
It'll be done right.
I was like, fuck, I'm so glad we didn't pay for these tickets.
Yeah.
I would have been really upset then. So,
What a bummer you didn't
Yeah.
get to see
No, we didn't.
Under Oath, right?
No, we didn't, and it was a bummer. But we're like,
You've seen him before, though, right?
I've seen him, and
yeah.
I was like, they're reuniting. They'll probably play close to San Diego, and
Dude, if you guys end up going to see Under Oath again, I want to go.
oh, okay, yeah.
I haven't seen them since it must have been the 2005 Warped Tour.
Oh wow,
I think
yeah.
They were one
They
of
were
the
on
closing
that.
bands.
Yeah.
I think it went Under Oath and then Pepper right at the end. I think it was one of those voting things, and I was always like, why the fuck is an Under Oath closing this bitch out? But I didn't know about Pepper. Pepper is really good, like ska reggae.
Yeah.
Band, one of those
Especially in
bands.
San Diego.
Yeah. They voted, so it was Pepper. But it was Under Oath put on a kick-ass show.
Yeah, I saw them at Soma once. It was a pretty good show, but Soma...
Were they doing the main
like,
stage?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, Soma... I don't think I can do Soma anymore.
I could not.
Too old now, just like you're saying.
Yeah.
House of Blues for me.
Yeah, I want
House of
quality
Blues,
sound.
Yeah.
So, anyway, that was my rant. about
That's
that.
cool, though.
Yeah.
Like, at least you still got to go up there and you saw at least one or two bands. You got to see Yellow Wolf. That's good.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It was
Still,
entertaining. I
it's-
still had a good time. Like, my buddy and I hadn't hung out in a while, so it was a
Nice.
good time for
Good,
us
good.
to hang out. And,
Yeah.
The drive was long, but it went by quick.
So,
yeah.
quick, not quick,
yeah.
but yeah, so we'll transition to something else, something I wanted to bring up.
Okay.
Nothing too serious, but have you ever noticed a really hot person begging for money, like on the side of the road, like with a little sign, like need food or whatever, or need money?
When you say hot, you mean like a chick?
Yeah, a chick.
Oh, okay. There was this, oh God, I wish I could call Wayne. We used to go to Mira Mesa a lot in like high school to watch movies and stuff, and we used to talk about, I remember talking about this girl who would panhandle out there that we were both
That's what
like,
I was looking for, panhandling.
Yeah, that we were both like, not bad.
Mm-hmm.
Not bad, like kind of grungy looking, but like almost in like a sexy way.
Yeah,
It was
yeah.
weird. That's funny.
Okay, so
Go ahead.
yeah, I was coming back from a photo shoot. I was photographing a boat, and it's kind of near the
Cool.
airport area. So I'm coming back, and then so it's kind of
like
all the
I'm sorry,
airport
like a
traffic.
yacht? Or
It's
what?
a sailboat.
Oh, a sailboat,
It's a
cool.
sailboat, yeah. A really big one. It's really nice though. So I'm coming back, and it's all the airport traffic that's coming back from Lindbergh Field, and then on the side of the road, I see the hottest. I mean, this chick could have been a model, and she's holding up a sign, and I'm just like thinking, I'm like, what is this lady's story? Like, she could go on Craigslist and make like $500 probably pretty easily. Not doing anything too shady, but just modeling or doing whatever, just using her looks. I guess she could become a hooker too. But I just couldn't figure out, like, how did you get to this point where, like, you thought, like, I'm going to have to do a cardboard sign and go stand outside and see if a bunch of dudes would give me money or something.
Yeah.
It's just
So how
it was
close
bizarre.
did you get?
Oh, very close.
Okay,
like
so
she was like right here, and I'm right here.
I was gonna say,
like,
like,
right
did
next
you
to
get
me.
closer and closer and realize it was like a dude? And you're like,
no,
I'm
she was
tired.
Definitely a woman. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, she was gorgeous. And then there's this other chick. She's in the Mission Valley area. She's always by, you know where Gordon Birch is? Birch.
Yeah.
Birch. Yeah, she's right in that area all the time. And she's always wearing the same gray yoga pants.
Okay.
They must stink so bad. But she's pretty cute. And I'm like, how
I
did
didn't
you
think
get to
about
this
that.
point? I see her all the time, too. I'm like, I don't know. I think some
She's
people
like,
are
how
just,
did I get here? 7 figures.
Oh, right,
Like,
yeah. I think
no.
a lot of people they're just cool with panhandling. They don't mind standing out for a couple hours. And from what I hear, especially, I'm sure if she's cute, she probably makes a lot of money.
Yeah,
I think.
I'm sure you are not the only one going like, what is this girl doing?
Yeah, because mostly you do see the real scraggly bum and mentally ill person that's standing out right like on the medium area waiting for people to give them money.
Yeah.
I usually don't give them money. Every once in a while, if I'm in a good mood, if I have $1, I'm like, okay, here's $1.
Yeah.
But from what I hear, there's a lot of shady people out there that will take advantage of people's generosity and will make a shit ton of money and
on their lunch break.
Yeah, on their lunch
Yeah.
break, exactly, and drive off in their car and they have a nice house and stuff. So it's just, I don't think I could ever get to that point of panhandling, or it just doesn't make sense to me.
No. It definitely takes a... I don't know
It's
what
not
it
a
takes. I don't
sexist
know
thing,
what it
anything.
takes.
When I see a
No,
woman
no.
out, I'm like, why
But
are
you
you
don't
out here?
see
You
it.
shouldn't be out here. You should be
Yeah,
doing something safer.
exactly.
Man or
You just
woman,
don't see it.
both.
But you just
sexes
don't see
should be-
women
No,
do it.
no, it's so rare that
Yeah.
it throws me off for sure. So I think of it because when we used to deliver pizzas, I'd always hear like some of the cuter girl drivers would every once in a while would go out driving and they'd get like this fat tip. I'm like, just because you're cute,
Yeah.
just
Oh,
because
yeah.
you're cute. The dad came to the door and was like, grabbed a couple extra ones.
Yeah. What's up, honey?
It's like, have a good night, sweetheart. You know, one
Yeah.
of those bullshit things.
Yeah. Crazy.
Yeah.
That is crazy. Yeah, you just don't ever see... That's why it's so shocking.
Yeah.
You just don't see women out there in general, I feel like. God, what did that remind me of? Oh, my God. Damn.
Well, you'll see like a meth head lady out there with no teeth, and you're like, I know why you're out here.
Yeah, exactly.
I know what you're out here for.
Oh, exactly. That's interesting, though. You kind of wonder what her story is. You should
That's
have
it.
thrown her like a $5 bill and a podcast
I
invitation
really thought
or
about
something.
it. I really thought about
Like,
it.
she probably's got a phone.
Yeah, I really thought about it. Yeah, maybe she was traveling, came across hard times in San Diego. Maybe her boyfriend kicked her out, or she left her boyfriend. Vice versa. Who knows? what
Or her
happened.
girlfriend.
Or her girl. Yeah,
on.
I should not judge. Right. Who knows?
don't know.
It's crazy.
You don't know. Sugar mama. Like, left her dry. You know? Maybe it was a dare.
Yeah.
Maybe it was a social experiment.
It could be.
She's
yeah.
a college student.
We are a college town. You never know. She's probably some grad student out there.
Yeah.
Doing some social experiment.
Yeah, paying off her
And
grad
paying off her.
student
Yeah,
loans.
exactly.
Yeah, college is expensive. So,
Yeah, it's very expensive.
yeah. That's interesting.
Crazy.
Yeah. I had something about the date, but I forgot what it was already. 3 months in. I don't know.
So have you been paying attention to all this politics bullshit that we're having to endure for
Yeah.
the next few months?
I almost bought a sticker online that said, it was like a political bumper sticker that said, they all suck.
Nice, yeah.
I guess I feel like that's my like opinion of it.
I just saw my first Ben Carson sticker.
I saw one the other day too.
Oh, really? Nice, yeah.
But-
it means we already bowed out.
Yeah. I was like, but I wondered about the guy.
Don't you find it interesting? I felt like in previous elections, I remember seeing a lot more Obama stickers and George Bush stickers, like when that was all happening, or it was Mitt Romney and Obama. Like I felt like I saw more stickers.
Yeah.
Maybe people are getting a little more disillusioned with all this bullshit, or maybe they're just like don't feel like contributing to these campaigns.
I think this is the first year where there's no front runner in either side, that everyone is just like, yep, this is it. Like, people don't want Hillary and people really don't want Trump.
I really just feel like most people are kind of getting behind Bernie because he's saying a lot of good things, but I think in the long run, I don't think our country can really operate with how he's trying to take it.
No, he says a lot of like appealing things for like younger. He's great on the social aspect, but I'm like, what about the fiscal aspect? What about the military aspect? You know what I mean? Just like, it's so one-sided. Like, I want someone that just has both, you know? And it's like, we don't ever get that. We don't get that
Exactly.
bipartisan
If
person.
it's not more evident now that, Obama promised a lot when he was coming in, and he did a couple of things that he promised, but there's a lot of things he wasn't able to do, and I think that's because when he finally got in there, it's just impossible.
Well,
There's just way too many forces that are in play for one man to come in there, even in 8 years, to change really anything, because more than likely, Obamacare is going to, whatever's going to happen to it, if it's a Republican, it's definitely going to go away, or it's going to be tweaked, the Republican twist on it, So, it's pretty bizarre where we're going. In this next couple of years, I guess. I guess it all depends after November what's going to happen.
That's why I get like upset about kind of like Trump supporters and stuff. And it's like, fine, like, be taken in by the message and everything, but like, you're like the president that was just president for 8 years will tell you, it's just like, yeah, you get in and you steer the ship, but like you're lucky to move it a few degrees
Exactly,
either way.
yeah,
But like
yeah.
really, you're just kind of taking over the ship.
Yeah.
Like, and I'm like,
Yeah.
you got to know
There's
that.
momentum gone. There's
Yeah,
like,
you can't.
It's real
he's not
hard.
going to get in there and just, no one's going to get in the office and just revolutionize everything and solve everyone's problems. Like that's not the way it works. But that's the way it's presented every time.
Yes.
And that's how they have to do it.
Yeah.
But it's ridiculous. And it was interesting talking to my dad yesterday because he's like a very conservative guy and gonna vote Republican, and to even have
So
him.
no matter what, even if Trump's in there, more
Well,
likely it'll be Trump. I don't even think people are really talking
Yeah.
about anybody else right now. Like
But
I
I
think
think-
Cruz is kind of sinking, and
I think anyone with a half intelligent brain of like what's going on,
yep,
like he's like disillusioned. He's like our party is split, and like the guy getting the most action is not like a good guy that you want.
And I find that most interesting that both sides are attacking Trump. The left and the right are both attacking him. I'm like, this is crazy. This is weird. Like it's bizarre to me. But
and he's just such a media fanfare kind of guy. It's just sad.
Yeah.
He gets
Like,
ratings.
When he first got into it, I just was thinking, okay, he's just going to be the clown. He's going to be the jester. He's going to be playing that role, He still kind of is, but he's so appealing to... I don't know why. He's just really appealing to people. I think people are really just fed up. And I don't think they really want Trump. They just don't want the establishment.
Politician.
These... Especially Hillary Clinton. She's been a lifelong politician. She's well known to be a liar, criminal, a crook. Just as long as she doesn't get in there. I'm sure Bernie, he's probably the cleanest out of even Trump, because Trump's guaranteed has some dirty dealings. He's in real estate in New York, man. You're dealing with the mafia. You're dealing with the corrupt politics in New York.
Yeah.
I mean, we all know that Trump, he's been affiliated with the Clintons for years. It's not like all of a sudden he doesn't like the Clintons anymore. It's all a show. It's this huge game. It is reality TV for us right now. I was not looking forward to this.
I like the theory that the Clintons have paid him to run.
Oh, I heard that. I heard that just to get Hillary
getting
in
them
there.
to tank the Republican vote,
which is totally something the Clintons would do, and I could totally see it being feasible and actually working, because I just don't see her winning without being completely underhanded and pulling all the stops. I think this would be her last shot. I don't know. Bernie is in the 70s and Hillary's in her mid 60s or something. Yeah. So I guess she could wait until 2020 again. Is that the next election?
Yeah, 2020. I don't know. It's sad, And if I was 10 years younger, everything Bernie would be saying would just be like, yes, indeed.
Exactly.
Like when you're young, you vote with your heart.
That's why I'm a little frustrated right now, because I'm like, you guys are voting, but you don't really realize, there's a lot more that goes on than just him saying these great things. And all these social issues. Yes, social issues are very important, but there's a lot more going on with their government.
Yeah.
A lot more.
And just your place in the world. And that's how I think about a lot, is just or I'm more in tune to now, is just where's our place in the world? We can't just live and breathe by this, we're the best, we're the greatest thing, we got to find a more effective, we're still such a huge, obviously, power. And it's just we need to really be aware of our place in the world. And just him coming out and saying or Trump coming out saying with those terrorist attacks, we should waterboard and
in
stuff.
Brussels, or just in
Brussels, and we should waterboard those people, saying these really salacious things, to the point where Obama has to address it now, and he's just I wouldn't do that, because it's we are the spotlight of the world, and what kind of precedent are we setting if we're torturing people and stuff like that? And to us at home, we're just kill them however you can. It's just there's so many years of diplomacy and democracy that we're standing behind. It's you can't just do that. You just can't come in and build walls, and you can't just come in and say you can't come over, and those ideas sound satisfying and they sound safe. Yeah. If you're living in a culture of fear, but the reality of it is it's not. It's perpetuating fear. and it's saying that you're going to respond to fear and things like that. It just doesn't work. You know, like people just think like the president's a king and just can come in and wave his sword around and just do all this stuff. And like, even though we're so powerful, like with great power comes great responsibility and stuff like that. You really want a person who embodies that as your leader, and they're of service to the people. They're not, you know, a tyrannical person. Like, you don't want that. What if he did get elected? Like, I just can't see him sitting down with, you know, and being like, you know, briefed on everything that the public doesn't know and responding in a healthy way. I see him sitting down being told this stuff and just having his fucking toupee blown back, you know, and being like, oh shit, like this is really what's happening. Like, oh God, I didn't know about all this, you know, because it's true. Like you know, has Obama come out and said who he's backing yet? Like, I don't.
No, he hasn't endorsed anyone yet.
Yeah.
I think it'll probably come down whoever is the actual Democratic candidate.
Nominee.
Yeah, whoever's the nominee, he'll probably come out and endorse them. What's crazy is that people don't think about this, but this is huge free endorsement for Donald Trump. You cannot get this type of publicity any other way. Everyone, the world is knows Donald Trump's name now. Even if this is he's just being used as a puppet for Hillary, or if he's actually like serious about becoming president, win or lose, this dude he's up in the stratosphere now. Like, he is uber famous now.
Yeah.
So no matter what, after the election, he's going to do whatever the fuck he wants.
It doesn't
matter.
I'm fine.
That's
with
what
that.
I think with him. He doesn't give a shit either way. I think he just knows he's going to make a lot of money either way. That's my other thing. Like, this dude's like, I get it. He's a businessman, which is great. It's good, but I just feel like he's going to do things that is going to make him a lot of money.
Yeah,
that's what someone would do. A smart businessman would set up things for him. Even if it's if he got elected to a second term or something, and he somehow made it 8 years as a president towards the end, he would just start signing bills that made him a very, very rich person, or his other rich friends very, very rich. That's what these politicians do. That's how they do it. They pardon people that helped them get far, and they were the patsy for the time, and then they got off. Yeah. They've been doing it forever. Since Watergate, since forever in politics, they do this shit. Yeah. Oh, it's just so crazy to all think about. Like, I'm trying to stay, like, outwards, like, just trying to be open. I'm trying to listen to Bernie's speeches and get behind him, but there's just no one is, like, getting to me. Like,
that's because you
seem like none of this is good to me.
Yeah. And that's, you could just, it's selfish, but you could just make the argument, it's just like, I wish more people would just do that, be a little more objective, but they know, any politician knows they're just speaking to the lowest common denominator, and they have to, that's what they need to get the votes. Yep. And it's just like, it's embarrassing, though, to have so much support for Trump, because I really feel like it exposes so much of, like, the American undercarriage of, like, racism and bigotry and, like, fear and stuff like that. Like, people don't realize, like, we're perpetuating that to the world now, and it's just like, it's embarrassing. Like, I don't like it, you know? It's bad enough to, like, find out your friends are racist, but it's another thing to kind of, like, show the world, like, that's where we're at, and things like that, and I don't know, it's so complicated, but I don't like it, you know? And it's like, I want to go vote, but I'm like, I guess I'll just wait down to the wire and pick the lesser of two evils, like I do every time, you know? And I really thought, and I really think, it, in a way, it'd almost be good, because of 8 years of a Democrat typically always goes Republican the next year. And
but it might not,
it's good.
Which would be...
It'd be really weird, and I don't know if that would be the best thing, because it's good to...
It's happened before, I feel like it's been a long time since that's happened.
Yeah. Since Bush.
A long time.
Well, since Bush, because we had Clinton, and then...
Well, he was a Democrat.
Who?
Clinton was a Democrat, and then Republican, and then Democrat.
Right. Oh, so it goes Democrat. That's what you're saying?
It's been a while since it's been two parties in a row like that. Right. With the two different candidates, not like the incumbent coming in and winning again.
Right. Yeah. Okay, now I see what you're saying. Yeah. And I feel like it's good to have that conservative tighten
We do
up,
need
I guess.
balance.
But,
I think that's what makes us great. We need that balance. But then again, I'm really just sick of the two-party system, to be honest.
I know, and
I feel like why do we have to decide which side? I mean, to go on that we like. These are the values that I like. But there's Democratic values that I'm into. There's Republican values. There's libertarian values.
But that's the thing. That's where
Green Party and all that stuff.
That's where the majority of people lie.
Yes.
Even if they don't even know it.
Yeah.
We lie in the middle.
Yep.
A lot of people aren't, and you can even make the argument against Bernie Sanders saying, like, there's been so much social progress during Obama's term. I don't think that's going anywhere.
Oh, no.
You can't go back and, like, repeal the gay marriage and all that stuff.
Yeah,
you know what I mean? Like,
that would be just ridiculous to do that.
So it's just like, I think we're doing okay.
Yes.
And I think that's going to, momentum's building. It's like, so let's focus on structure and jobs and things like that. And that to me is like a more harmonious. And I feel like there's no better time than right now for like a really true bipartisan leader to come forth. Like that's kind of what I had thought about for the next election. Like, I'm like, wow, it's like a perfect time for like that bipartisan leader to come up and kind of unite us and stuff. But like, it just didn't happen at all.
I don't know if that's possible anymore. Because look,
media
really is the driving force. Like, if you're someone who's into Fox News and that's all you listen to, that's all you're thinking about. Or all you're thinking. Or if you just watch CNN, that's all you're thinking about. That's more of the left side, and Fox is more the right side. So you're just feeding into that, and then you don't get a chance to like look at the other side because you're just so propagandized into thinking this one way. And that's why I think television's pretty bad. You got to escape from that. You got to just break away and kind of. You really do have to get a lot of opinions from other people. Listen to people. I listen to people that I don't necessarily agree with all the time, but I'm trying to understand other points of views. Like, that's what I'm all about, especially when it comes to politics, too, because it's such a diverse thing.
Yeah.
And you have to be well educated before you actually make a decision. You can't just get caught up in the key points, the key words the happy words that Bernie's saying, or I don't think I've met one person that's really into Hillary, except for maybe a couple of girls that are just, she's a woman, so yay.
Yeah.
And then I've not met another actual Trump supporter.
Yeah.
But
I've seen their
they're out there.
I've seen their lifted truck. Passing me on the 52.
Yeah, they're out there. Yeah, that's what I've only seen a couple of Trump. I've seen a few Bernie on Priuses, and maybe one or two Hillary stickers.
That's what was great about when Obama was first running and the Prius was first taking off, because it was just like a guarantee.
They gave you a sticker when you bought a Prius. They're like, here's your Obama sticker.
Oh man, I just all the time, like I remember seeing those. And then I saw like a truck, and I like you said, you haven't seen many stickers or whatever, and I saw a truck with a Trump sticker on the back of his window, and then in his little tailgate receiver there was like a star that said "fuck Obama" on it. I was just like, see, like, I get it, I get what they're coming from, but I'm like, I'm thinking of the whole world and everybody in it, and everything like that, and like in the importance of that, and like I just think it's so much self-interest goes into these elections, and it's just like everyone thinks like if a Democrat gets elected, they're like, oh, there goes, I'm paying more taxes and I'm doing all this, and they're like, how long does it take for you to see any kind of difference in what you're doing? Like, exactly. I'm not convinced that it makes a big difference that you notice. Right. I just, it takes so long for anyone to make any kind of change in the government that by the time you and I see it presents itself in a different way. It's crazy,
Well, Bush enacted the Patriot Act, and when did the Patriot Act become a big deal? When Obama was president, and Julian Assange, and what was that other dude who's in Russia? Snowden. All this information comes about, the NSA, how they're using the Patriot Act to spy on people, and They record all our information, but they say they're not using it, but it's all there if they do need to use it down the road. So whatever text or emails, it's all attached to you. We all are connected to some little ones and zeros that's in a giant database in Utah. So all that shit's there. And who did that? That was Bush. Because of 9/11, they were able to pass all this shit because we thought it was the best thing. When it wasn't, in the long run, they called something the Patriot Act, and what is it? It's the complete opposite of what it really is. So, whatever, just like you said, it takes a lot to move America into one direction, and it's incrementally, it happens. And one man is not going to change how we live our day-to-day lives unless they completely fuck up and push a button and nuclear bombs go off and Russia retaliates and then we're fucked. That's the only way that the president could really fuck us over.
Yeah.
And he's not going to do that. No one's going to do that.
Yeah,
I don't even think Trump would do that. He's too smart for that. He'd lose everything.
Yeah. Whew.
Oh, my!
That's why I want that sticker. They all suck. 2016.
Yeah. I want to get one, too.
It's just such a passive thing, but it's just how I feel, so I'm allowed to express that.
I know. And look, these are just our opinions. This is just two 31-year-old dudes who are just kind of living our lives. We're trying to make money. We're trying to survive in San Diego, which isn't the cheapest place to live. Matt and I were talking about how fucking expensive rent is here in San Diego. You got to be making an X amount of money to even just live here. So, I mean, these are just our opinions.
Yeah.
Don't shit on us. And just want to remind everyone, Cabin Fever is now on iTunes.
iTunes, subscribe.
Woo! Yeah, baby.
Subscribe.
Hell yeah.
iTunes.
So can you just go to your iTunes store, you search Cabin Fever Podcast, and you will see us on there. We only have one episode. It was our last episode we did with Rachel Gillis. Mm-hmm. It will be up there, the full edited version eventually. And then we'll just keep uploading all these new episodes, and hopefully you guys will enjoy it.
So you can subscribe, and then it'll let you know every time we drop a new podcast.
Yeah, and this is exciting for us. I mean, this is a long time coming, so I'm stoked.
Yeah, feel free to subscribe and to comment or add us on Twitter. We should just plug that. Yeah.
So yeah, guys, please go out there, subscribe, enjoy the podcast.
Yeah.
Yeah, we're just trying to up our game every episode, I think.
Yeah.
That's the game plan.
Mm-hmm.
All right, my friend. So I wanted to add another segment to the podcast. They do this on Steve Simone's Good Times podcast. Okay. So on the end of their podcast, they always do... This doesn't necessarily have to be at the end of our podcast, but I think sometime during the podcast we should do kind of what we're thankful for. I mean, it could be anything. You can say, I'm thankful I found a parking spot or whatever. You can be thankful for your girlfriend. It could be anything like that. So I'll kick it off, and I will say I'm thankful that Matt was able to make it over after working shift at Costco, and it's almost 11 now, so I'm thankful for that Matt was able to come over.
Well, thank you.
Yeah, buddy.
I'm glad to be here.
Yeah.
And I'm thankful for Sean.
Oh.
For being my friend after so many years.
It's been a while,
It's been a long time,
It's been a while.
I was thinking about that earlier today. I was like, I forget what it was. I wish I could remember.
It must be 10 years by now, because Rachel and I, we started going out in 2006, and that's right around the time we would have met.
Yeah.
Probably 2006.
Yeah. Cheers.
Cheers! To your empty
Join
glass.
Sean and I in our evolving friendship
right.
every week or so, ish, on Cabin Fever. It's good. I'm thankful. I'm about to be an uncle, and I'm thankful that so far, everything. My younger sister is gonna have a baby, and everything so far has been like smooth sailing with that.
And I'm right there with you. I'm thankful that everything's going smoothly, and that she's healthy and happy, and everything's going right. And then she's gonna find out if it's gonna be a boy or a girl pretty soon. That's pretty amazing. Yeah. That's phenomenal. That's like. What does that feel like? You're going to be an uncle.
It's pretty cool.
Uncle Matt.
Yeah.
That's the best thing to be the badass uncle.
I know.
You get to just hang out with them when they're talking and doing their thing and take them and...
Yeah, do cool stuff.
Yeah.
I think about it all the time now. I was even lamenting the other day because I'm like, it's gonna be another like 5 or 6 years before I can take them
Right.
out to the beach or
Yep.
like take them to the SeaWorld or whatever, like
Yeah.
all these cool stuff. But it's always on my mind, and it's given me such a weird, like, just turn of events perspective. And
Yeah.
when I see kids now and stuff, and I'm like, wow, I'm gonna be like fully involved in like some little child's life now,
man.
and be like a influence and be there, and I don't know, it's cool. And then like last night I saw my sister, and like, she finds out the sex tomorrow, and we're talking about names, and like if it's a boy it's this or girl this, and just getting to put in,
nice.
have a little bit of input.
Yeah,
and, like,
man.
but I'm just excited, and I'm not.
Did you suggest Matt?
I did.
Matthew is a strong name.
I said any other name is gonna be second tier to mine if it's a boy. So good luck. Yeah. I for some reason I have it in my head.
Eli, that's a strong.
Oh, I
Whitney
like
name.
that.
Eli.
Oh, I'm gonna text her that when we're done.
Yeah.
I have it in my head that it's gonna be a girl.
Okay.
I don't know why, but that's what I keep saying. And if it's gonna be a girl, she was leaning towards Paisley Jean.
Yeah.
And Jean is a middle name like my mom and my sister have, so she wants to keep it
Oh
going.
yeah, I like that tradition. That's cool.
And I thought that was awesome. I was like fully on board because you could call her PJ.
Yeah,
Peach,
that's cool.
or something
Yeah,
like that.
yeah.
Like, I was already playing with it, so I was like, that's a really cool name.
Oh,
So.
nice.
Anyway, I'm very thankful for that, and just it's the first baby in our family, and I've like a brother and sister, and I'm the oldest, so it's cool to finally have like another little continuation,
another addition to the Whitney family tree.
Exactly,
it's expanding, it's growing. That's amazing.
So yeah.
I would have to say I am thankful for all the delicious beer that San Diego produces, even if it's Budweiser affiliated or not. I just enjoy a good San Diego West Coast IPA. That's what I'm really thankful for that. Good stuff. Good stuff.
Yeah.
Let's see. What else am I thankful for? Well, I am thankful that I do have a semi-decent place to live that has, reasonable rent, and I'm thankful that I have a van that I will equip to be livable, and I'm thankful for that. Looking forward to that fun adventure. Thankful for hookah.
Hookah's been there.
Yeah, it has since day one. I think we probably enjoyed hookah. What was that dude's name? I remember his house. It wasn't Kyle. Larry. It was Larry.
Yeah.
I remember.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That wasn't even his real name.
Was it?
No, his name was.
Well, I will know him as Larry.
Yeah.
And another thing with Cabin Fever is also introducing a book chat. So right now we are reading Stephen King's. It's called On Writing, a memoir of the craft, and it's not your typical Stephen King book. It's more about his process on writing and things like that. It's not like a scary, crazy, cool, gory story or anything like that. But yeah, so that's what we're reading right now, and hopefully we're going to continue the book chat. We'll keep introducing books, and we'll let you guys know, so hopefully you guys can follow along with us. Currently, we're doing it with our last guest, Rachel Gillis, so when she finishes the book, we'll have her on, and then we'll kind of have a little book chat and kind of discuss the book, and hopefully you guys will want to read it, and then we'll keep doing more books, hopefully.
Yeah, so far so good.
Yeah, nice little returning bit or whatever.
Yeah. Segment.
A segment.
Yeah. Did you have anything else? I think
No.
about wrapped it up today.
No,
right.
man. I'm just glad we were able to get together, have another good conversation, shoot the shit.
Yeah. Everyone should find time in their busy schedules to just chill out and have like conversations about whatever.
Exactly. Yeah.
Like everyone's working so hard. There's so much going on around us.
Yeah.
That like, when do you really get time to just kind of like, you think about it all day. But,
Right.
When you make sense of it all and kind of put it to place.
Exactly.
Continue about your life. Yeah.
Exactly. Great point, Matt Whitney.
Mm-hmm.
Great point.
Not a Mattoid, but
still good.
a Matt Thought.
Matt Thought. Another news segment on the Cabin Fever. Cabin Fever.
All right.
Cabin Fever.
Cabin Fever. Subscribe to us on iTunes or any one of your Android or Apple podcast applications. It distributes them to other ones. So.
Oh, nice. So, like, what other?
So I have on
like Stitcher and those other things. Oh, okay, sweet.
On my Android, I have Podcast Republic, and it showed up there just through iTunes. Has a really cool distribution.
That's awesome.
There's wherever you get your podcasts, just looking for Cabin Fever and
hell yeah,
hit subscribe, and then tweet at us. Let us know you did.
Oh
it.
yeah, that'd be awesome.
Yeah.
And still be on YouTube, so we'll still be uploading all the video or all the audio to the YouTube as well. And then where can the people find you, old Matt Winnie?
Find me on Twitter. It's at PacMatt, PACMATT.
Nice. And you can find me, Sean Evans Photo, SeanEvans PHOTO, and that's on Instagram and Twitter.
All right.
Oh, and then also Snapchat. I think I'm Sean Evans Photo on Snapchat too. So hit me up on there. Let's get weird.
Get it.
I'm not opposed to titty shots too. So
Send them,
ladies.
No screenshot.
Oh. Nah. I got a great memory.
All right. Till next time.
Bye.
My girl's sweet like my hotel flow. From where they ran through more keys than a hotel door. The D, give her the D, not a whole hotel, no. Feel like I'm looking down from heaven screaming, oh hell no. When you hop on top, girl, that's what it feel like. She always had to play her back like the field lights. And every time I left, it ain't feel right. Cheated on her and she stayed, that's just real life. Shit. Cause it's hard when you ain't on the same coast. Burning bread in the club, so all these girls want toast. Hoes try and wave, but we ain't on the same boat. They tryna sing everything that we made flow. She told me about the X-Men, her old boy stories. And how she had a dildo, you know, Toy Stories. Don't fuck her on the period, ain't in the horror stories. You my lady, and that pussy feel like a haven. We can make babies, let's be creative. She say leave them tricks alone, but I'm a skater. I love her like her daddy told her no man would. I got a lot of bad bitches, she the only one good. I get her flowers from nothing. She smiling and blushing if I don't answer my phone. Then we probably fucking, yeah. She love my tattoo. Ain't got no room for her name, but I'ma make room. She let her hair down, we have a stare down. She said I'm glad you ate it, wear my cap and gown. Told her I could be your chauffeur, dick like a limo. Multiple orgasms, that's my MO.